Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the keyboard shortcuts for the Vectric programs. We're going to look at the first 44. The link will be in the description if you'd like to see this page for yourself. Basically, these shortcuts help you when you're creating projects in the Vectric programs. Using these shortcuts should make your job go a little smoother and faster. There are a lot to remember, and more than likely you probably won't remember them all. But after today, you should have learned a few, and we'll continue to learn some more because I will be uploading more videos. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with a couple vectors that are closed, a couple circles. The first keyboard shortcut they show you is going to be, you're going to hold Control and tap A, and that's going to select all vectors at once without using the mouse. The next one is how to deselect them all. You just hit Escape, the Escape button on the keyboard. Or you can just tap off of the selected object with the button on the mouse on the left. The next part is referring to how you select your vectors. Press the left mouse button and drag over to your left and up. Notice when pulling, starting from your right side and pulling left, when you touch a vector, it is automatically selected. It does not have to go all the way around the vector, it just has to touch it when you pull from right to left. And when you pull from the opposite direction, starting on your left side and going to your right side, notice that it does not select it unless it's fully inside that box. If you switch directions, it does not have to be fully in the box. The next keyboard shortcut is referring to note editing mode. Simply tap the N key after you have it selected and it'll switch you right into note editing. Just like that. And to exit note editing, simply hit the N key again. Or you can hit the Escape button on the keyboard. Which brings us to our next keyboard shortcut. To exit note editing, hit the Escape button and or the N on the keyboard. If you need to transform an object, hit the T button, opens up that box. You can also size right there with a specific size, or you can use the drag handles on all four corners as one. If you need to move an object, select it, tap the M key on the keyboard. or you can move it from the center right there. If you have a specific spot on the workpiece you'd like to move it to, you can enter dimensions in right there. If you need to rotate an object, select it, tap the R button on the keyboard. Brings up this box. Put in this desired rotation in degrees. Now we all know a circle doesn't rotate, but you can kind of see what's going on. If you have vectors that you need to check, tap the J after you select your item. This box lets you know if you have any open vectors that need closed or how many closed vectors you have. If you need to rotate an object, select it and hit the 9 or the 0. The 9 will go counterclockwise, the 0 will go clockwise. I made something a little better than the circle so you can see it. The escape key can be used to exit stuff like transform mode, most anything. Here we're in no editing, we just hit the escape, takes you right out. If you hit the right mouse key button, that screen pops up. The next shortcut is a spacebar shortcut. Anytime you have a create box open and you need to get back to it, simply press the spacebar. It brings it right back up to the last one you was using. Notice when I hit the ellipse, the circle actually is the last box I used, so when I hit the spacebar, it comes back up, because that shortcut remembers the last one that you have used. So I forgot to outline the bottom half of that sentence, so there it is. If you hit the Z button on the keyboard, it will zoom. Took me a couple seconds to figure this one out. However, it does work. I'm tapping the Z button on the keyboard. And if you notice, there's like a magnifying glass there. You can see it. Or you can just use the roller on the mouse to go in and out. Both work. And we're back to our escape button to exit. Remember, the escape button exits quite a few things. The next one is going to be zoom to fit job. You hold Control and F. Control and F. Remember, all of these are shortcuts. There's definitely other ways to accomplish the same thing. The next one is zoom to fit materials. You're going to hit F on the keyboard. F. Another way to get the same result is hit F6. If you ever need help with something, you can tap the F1 button to get the help menu. That will bring you to this screen. If you have your 3D window open and you need to open up the 2D view, tap the F2 button at the top of the keyboard. Tap F2, this happens. The next one is going to be to switch from 2D to 3D. Tap the F3 button. Switch to the screen. A little side note, these buttons right here will have both views pop up. That one right there will split it up and down. If you need to open the snap settings, tap F4. Also, on a side note, you can access the snap settings right there up top. Them are the quick settings for on-off. So I actually did this one incorrectly. I apologize. So we're going to go to the next one. The next shortcut is Scale 2D View to fit materials. You do that by hitting F6. Center selected object in view, hit F9. F9. Open the alignment tool form, hit F10. F10. Right-click the mouse, opens context-sensitive menus. Right-click. That window pops up. Next view, you're going to hold Control and a letter. Hold Control Z to edit, undo. Control Z. Press Control and Y to edit, redo. Hold Control and Y. Take note, whatever is selected is what's going to move. The next shortcut is copy the selected vectors, hold Control and tap C. As you can see, nothing happened, but something really did happen. You'll see next. After you copied it, you hit Control and V to paste it. Note you can move the selected vectors by using the arrow keys on the keyboard. The next shortcut places a copy of the selected vector each time the mouse button is released. You hold Control and drag and you release. The next shortcut is cut selected vectors, hold Control and hit X. Control and X will delete. Our next shortcut, we're going to hold Alt and the drag button. It moves the object either horizontally or vertically aligned with the original position. Hold the Alt button and the left mouse button and drag. The next shortcut is create a copy of original object horizontally or vertically aligned to its original position. You're going to hold Control, Alt, and drag button. When you're ready to make your copy, release the mouse button. Our next shortcut is going to be create a new file, hold Control, hit N. This screen will pop up. If you need to save a file, hit Control and S. If you need to import a file, hit Control and I. Control and I will bring this screen up. The next two are referring to page up and page down buttons on the keyboard. Changes view. That's page up. That's page down. The last one we're going to look at opens Measure Tool. If you need to measure something, this tool works great. Hold Control, press M. Brings up that box. So that's going to wrap up this video. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.